Slice of life slash comedy has always been a genre that has been difficult to catch attention. There is only a handful of them like Eurocamp or Nichijou that have reached a level to which people in the general anime sphere have heard of them. Is it because of really niche things that are not relatable to us? Or simply because we just want to watch some action-packed animes where a guy is punching another? But sometimes, an anime appears that shatters all expectations and becomes your must-watch anime. It's not because it targets your specific interest, nor because the storytelling is top-notch, but sometimes simply because of the little things. Simple traits in the characters, an average animation that knows how to use all of its tools to its benefit, and a lovable ensemble of characters with unique personalities that drag you into their personal story. This is the tale of Bocchi the Rock. For those who don't know, Bocchi the Rock is a 12-episode anime that just finished airing in the fall of 2022 anime season. Based off a 4-comma manga, the story follows the socially awkward Bocchi, a young high school girl that suffers from social anxiety but is trying to make friends. And after being inspired by a band, decides to start playing the guitar to make herself more appealing to her classmates. Unfortunately, unable to talk, she focuses all her time in improving her skills, which proved to be a top tier as she becomes a popular YouTuber known as Guitar Hero. But alone and unable to make friends, her life seems miserable. This all changes when a girl called Nijika invites her to join her band. Finally, with a group and a slowly growing confidence, it is finally the time to shine for Bocchi the Rock. Before I watched the show, I was a bit skeptical. My only knowledge of this anime was that it made a brief cameo in another slice of life anime called Slow Loop that wasn't exactly interesting. And of course, that it was a musical anime. Two strong red flags for me, but I wanted to give it a try nonetheless. And boy, was I completely wrong. This is one of those slow-burning animes that suddenly hits you with the feels. Sometimes it brings you to laugh with a funny situation, but all the time it is entertaining. This is not the story of a loner that wants to be by herself all the time. Just a socially awkward girl that wishes to make friends, but doesn't have the necessary skills to interact with people. But she does whatever she can to put herself out there, most of the time to negative results. Baby steps, Bocchi. Baby steps. But sometimes, those small steps serve to give her a boost in confidence and grow as a person. From someone who had to play the guitar inside a box, to be able to play in front of her school at the school festival. This personal growth makes Bocchi a really lovable and relatable main character, especially for any awkward person that wishes they could make more friends. And combined with all the other girls in the band, it makes for the perfect ensemble. We got Nijika, the drummer, the kind, friendly and outgoing group leader. She's the one that connects everyone in the band and keeps them all moving forward. Next is Rio, the bassist. At first glance, she looks like the calm, cool and mysterious member of the group. But in reality, she's just a lazy bum that is too lazy to interact with people, which gives her that air of mysticism, which completely crumbles when she asks for money because she wants to buy food at an expensive cafe. And lastly, we have Kita, the complete opposite of Bocchi, an extrovert with many friends and a bright personality that even blinds Bocchi. For me, what really got me into the anime was the unexpected personality of Bocchi. You have this awkward girl with a really pessimistic view on life that tries to find her place in the world, but fails at every attempt, and has a wild imagination that leads her to always think of the worst. Just look at this scene from the first episode. After a bad day, she goes to the park and sees a lone salaryman. thinking that he's one of hers, and finding a relief in knowing that more people are like her, only to be shattered by the realization that he was waiting for his wife and daughter, which sends her to more depression. The anime piqued my interest, so I decided to give the manga a try. And I get to say, this is one of the few instances where the anime is way better than the manga. Not to say that the manga is bad by any means, but the anime just goes above and beyond to depict different situations that a 4-comic manga only gives one panel. Take for example the iconic scene of Bocchi glitching out that ends with her as a dinosaur attacking the city. Just because she's too afraid of starting an Instagram account. This situation does appear in the manga, but is limited to 2 panels, while in the anime, you can see the full situation develop for a whole minute. I do want to mention that I think it's a nice little touch that in the manga, each chapter cover is a recreation of a real band album or music video, with big names like Asian Kung Fu Generation, Kanabon, and Unison Square Garden. I just thought it was a nice little detail to add. Anyway, the animation may not be top-notch compared to the bigger titles like Bleach or Chainsaw Man, but it knows what it's doing and uses the different resources to fill the gap in quality. There is this moment in the series where Bocchi relieves a traumatic memory from the sports day in her school, and rather than giving a brief explanation, the show goes full live action, using clay figures and stop motion to depict how she feels. The animation is greatly enhanced by Bocchi's imagination, as she creates super exaggerated depictions of different situations in her head, either on how she should behave as a party host, receiving psychic damage from bands that are way too enthusiastic, or how she feels after watching somebody else perform on stage. Yes, the animation has its moments, but knowing when to go all out and when to use the story to their advantage is how the animation on this story truly shines. This is not a strong, drama-driven show. It mostly focuses on the comedy of watching a socially inept character cruise through life. But sometimes, the feels are strong. 2 especially strong moments for me are after the first concert in which Nijika and Bocchi are talking outside of the lighthouse, as Nijika shares her life circumstances to Bocchi and reveals that she knows that she's the guitar hero, thanking her for everything she has done for the band and throwing the title of the show. That moment really filled my heart. The other moment is the last moments of the 11th episode. The girls are getting ready to play live in front of the school. The girls present themselves to the audience and there is a close-up of Bocchi's face. She has trained for this the whole season, and her eyes shows that she's ready. Quick flash to showing the studio where they practice, the live house, and finally, Bocchi's closet where she started learning guitar, and then cut to credits. What a cliffhanger, getting us ready for the last episode. The music by itself is not impressive. The songs are not bad, but I wouldn't say that they are memorable. Thankfully, the story doesn't rely strongly on the music, it being only a vehicle to represent their dreams and desires, but rather the focus is on the interactions and day-to-day lives, which to me feel like the perfect focus for this show. I may be a bit biased, as I recently went to Japan and took the time to visit the real-life house to which Steri is based off. But honestly, Bocchi is not a simple slice of life. It is a life story of a girl that wishes for so much more in life. And even with her faults and fears, she goes out there to make her dreams come true. And that is why I think Bocchi the Rock is a masterpiece. And with that, we come to the conclusion of this anime review. What did you guys thought of Bocchi the Rock? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, see you guys next time.